Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pangerbon Gaming. Mary here, and we're at Starlight Drive-In. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Let me have a look. Um, Starlight, yeah. So I left the original wiring around here. 'Cause I think it actually looks nice, to be truthful about it, even though there's a big gap in it. I don't mind that. It's sort of as well. It's sort of helps, I suppose, in many ways. I suppose if people are coming in the front gate, but they usually come from over there. I'll use it's from that hill. I know that much. Put away the gun now for a moment. So when you get this place, of course, there's only mole rats here, and of course, this place it has been rigged as well around here. And up the stairs, there's a rig on it as well. You can't do anything with this area except clean it out and turn off the radio. And I have one of these gizmos here as well. So up here, you're going to have a permanent skeleton. And as you can see from up here, you have a great lookout, but you can't use it for that. It's such a pity that you can't put like a guard station in here and have them be able to look out at it. But anyhow, so this is really a wasted area, in my opinion. And of course, you have the roof, which I use quite a lot for in the line of defense. And since it's only me that comes up here, careful there, I usually just put defense systems along this area. And as you can see, that's where the film would come out of. And I think up there, along there, is it? Or is it on the other side? It actually has Starlight written out on it. And I know there's a mod that actually can light the whole thing up. So let me just jump down here for a second. I think it's here. Yeah, that whole thing can light up with a mod. I don't use mods though. So anyway, we're going to have a quick tour of this place. How many people have I got here? Let me have a look. I have 24 people in here. So go to data. 24 people. I have 540 beds. I have 25 beds, and happiness is at 82, and there's no problems here. There never is when you arrive. Again, that happens. Is it because I don't know. It's like a tremor or something going through the controller. Now, earlier when I arrived, they were all the traders were here. But I decided to go with a bus effect because I said, well, if cars drove in here, I can imagine buses probably drove in here too at one point. But after I'm just, have to sort of the role playing. I just put the buses in to give it some sort of balance because it's quite a flat, and this area here, of course, is very flat. And the thing about, I think it looks better than just putting rustic, old.
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, you're on security or something. They seem to be all on security. They're scavengers. That's what it is. And I can fit 5 beds into this. It's just I haven't put one here yet. I usually wait till they need them because then actually you feel as if I'm doing something for them. Uh, I usually put plants and stuff along this thing here, but I just said no, I'm not wasting much time with that because it obviously everything takes up a frame rate. Excuse me. Give me 1 minute, guys. It's all a tickle. Drive me nuts. So one moment. Now, of course, you're going to have the skeletons, the forever skeletons that you can never bury. And it's quite sad, really, because in a way, there should be respect for the dead, and you don't get it in this game at all. There's bodies everywhere in the thing. And as if you choose the options when you're doing the story with Piper, you can actually choose, have you sort of seeing the place, the smell, everything. Well, you can imagine if there's rotten bodies all over the place. And I think there's another one here, there's bones and stuff, but you should be able to pick these up or scrap them and make headstones with them. I also know, like, bits like the Sims, what happens there, a person, a family member, whatever dies, you end up with an urn. If you put it in the garden, it becomes a headstone. It should be a given that that would happen. But of course, if these are supposed to have died the day of, they wouldn't be there. They'd be vaporized. They wouldn't have been there. So I put the buses in.
If you
Now,
work, you
the
eat.
buses,
As simple as that.
what's going on with him? Sorry, I thought he was losing hair or something. So the thing about it is, there's two buses in, I'll move over here. I have to get inside the area though, obviously. I'll just stand here for a second. I think I'm inside the area here. There are two buses. Let's see if, where would they be? I think they're in, we go back here to structures and you go to the very end of structures and it's miscellaneous. You get all this nonsense first. Now there's two buses to see this one that I would call the orange one. It sort of has the orange bar. And then there's this yellow one. Now, usually one of them is easier to place than the other. It depends, of course, on the way you're putting them. But to get these in here to fit, because there are some dips in the asphalt and that it was a bit difficult to get them to dip. And I got that one in fine. And some of them look as if they're almost standing up. But the thing about it is that, well, as I said, I usually put boxes and stuff along here. I didn't do it with this because, as I said, if I want to build more things in here, it's just going to take up more space. Again, I have four in here and you can't really do anything with that. You can stick a teddy bear on it if you want to, or whatever that space monkey is as well. Now, of course, when you get in here, this is irradiated, this water, possibly still is, and it looks terrible mucky. But I put a little fencing area around it, because you never really know what to do with this thing. And I could put two water in here if I wanted to, but I said, no, that's too much. So I just put a little ramp area across it as well. I have my artillery here. And as I said, I always build a greenhouse when I'm in these big areas because they're also protection for your people as well as for your crops. Because once you have the glass in there, regardless of how many enemies shoot at it, they don't break, which is very handy. So we have a mixture of foods in here. Not that I really care, but I put down razor grain. Like they're just stand again. He stops. The razor grain in here to try to attract the what you call it, the Bremen. So this one has four in it as well. There's one of them that has five in it. So this is a little workshop, and that's pretty much I can do with this. I just put a light bulb in it. Let me have a look now for a moment. Go here. So yes, 19 water and a 550. I was only here about 2 days ago in the game time. There's usually more money here. I set up a bar here, but I didn't bother with putting seating for the simple reason we have a slope from Joe's over here and the people go between both of these. Not like what's happening in Sanctuary. I have no answer to what's happening in Sanctuary. Over here, I have a general trader. And I'd recommend anybody who's doing a lot of building to have a general trader. Try and get the bigger one to fit in here, the bigger one. For the simple reason that they do shipments
Yes?
as well. So I can talk here, show you what I'm talking
Sure I
about.
have something you need.
Okay,
I've got a few
Parker.
minutes to browse.
Let me know what you'd like.
So we go down here. Oh, you have a sweet roll. Okay, so if you go down here at the very end of everything, she should have shipments. She have shipments of ceramic, concrete, copper, rubber, etc., that you need for building. So, and they're not that dear either. as well. But of course, I have the money for it. I suppose I do collect on all my money every day, type of thing. I put this in. I did a full Slocum's Joe here. I don't know what that's about. I get that a lot too. Like as if I arrived somewhere. And I put the dog is going to push me off here. Up here, I put what you call it, turrets, and I put the guy for the artillery up here. But in the Slocum's Joe, as I said, I love the colour it gives. I use the auto closed door. So only one person can fit at one of these benches. Just remember that. They look as if four people can fit there. Only one can. So I put as many as I could in here, and I made it look as nice as I could. Yeah, I know I own it. Can we talk?
Let's see what you
Hello?
got.
Let me see if he's nothing again. This is funny because I sold my what you call it water to him the other day. Now the bar fella will actually get more money in quicker. So over here I put the clinic. I didn't do anything fancy with it in here at all because while I could maybe build hospitals, etc., as I said, I do a circular movement to try and make things safer in many ways. And in here, I closed this on purpose. I'm waiting for the dog to open it. Yeah, there we go. I've three of these guys, and they always keep walking around. So I always put a barn in to protect them. And the barn set is one of the best things. Of course, you get the warehouse set as well with it of the DLCs that came because you get full walls. And the thing about it is your Bremen can get killed if there's an attack. Oh, I have another actually. I have two in this place. I didn't realize that. I have two. I sometimes do that too, just take up space. This one got five. Yeah, you can fit five beds in here. You can also fit a little table, a little dressing table in here. I've done it before. But as I said, it does take up a lot of the polygons, whatever you want to call it. The frame rates will start dropping like crazy when you come into these places. Now, I put a back door in this thing just to make it look good, but if I have that open, they will come out. I didn't do much with this area on purpose. I just left it. I did put up a little bit of fencing, just as a bit of a deterrent along here, but I didn't want to draw too much attention to it. Um, as I said, I just left things really as they were in here, but I don't want people coming down this far. Oh, yeah, that hurt, poor doggy. And I left this as it was, mainly because of this cot. And it's the only cot, I think, in the game that isn't broken. And I just said, well, let's face it, you have male and female settlers in here. Somebody might want to move in here at one point. There could be a baby. So, yeah, so I left it the way it was. And I said, I'd probably get rid of the fridge, this type of thing, and fit a bed in here at some point. But it'd be a shame to destroy this. It's the only cot. Like even Sean's cot is a mess. This cot is the only cot. And what annoys me is, well, when it came to, you see this in other settlements or other places as well, you have the changing table. You can only scrap them. Now, if we're doing sort of imagination here in gaming and all that type of thing, you have to assume that children are being born. I know there's very few of them in the game, but still we know that Northagen Beach is one. There's another settlement that has two children. There's several children in Vault 81. So I know we don't get them. I know there's a mod that you can get them, but the point I'm making is we don't get them. And I also know that the developer said that in certain places where you find teddy bears and that they represent their children. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can't understand why we can't have something like this. So I said, I'm not getting rid of it. It'd be a shame to do it. I don't even think I went through. Probably did take something out of the suitcase, but I just said I'd leave it as it is because in many ways it's a safe little place. But I didn't want to draw attention to it. So I sort of put a little bit of fencing up around here. I wanted to leave it as open plan as you could. Another thing I don't get is there was a stump of a tree or something here, or part of something to do with parking, I think it was, for the actual cars. And when I took that away, this tree stump, which is still there, or whatever the weeds, but it turned out nice. I'm quite happy with it. 24 people, I can get 26, I think it is. It's to do with your charisma, your true charisma, as far as I know, the amount of people you can get into a settlement. So, what is it? Status, is it? Yeah, I have whatever the 10 is the original. I have the bobblehead, and the rest is just clothes with me. And you need a lot of charisma in this game if you want to get past speech checks, etc. So I was going to put stairs on these so people could climb up, and it was a bit difficult to try and connect the stairs to it. And I said it was taking up too much space. I see the bar guy is open there. During the day, they come over to him. Now, at night, this place over here will be packed. Yeah, see it? All of them in there. So, yeah, I don't get it. You're told you need bars, etc., to make people happy. Cats, dogs. I rarely do the dogs because you're not guaranteed a dog, a healthy dog. You're guaranteed. I know I can put down the thing and all to in the at the cage to make sure that the other dogs are not going to attack, but I don't want that. I want to be able to say what like, the way I can just get a cat in a cage and say, well, it's just a cat. I don't have to worry about it. I can just get a dog. I don't like that. And again, you end up with bodies that you have to get rid of. And it's a bit difficult because bodies do never disappear. The only place they disappear in is in the Vault 88, which I'm having a major glitch with. The size thing, doesn't matter how many weapons I drop, the size thing will not go down. I actually dropped over 1,000 in weight of guns, and the bar never moved. So I can't finish off the vault. I've built the vault several times. As I said, I've been playing this game since 2015, as most people have been. Um, and yeah, I built the vault several times at the time it came out. I never had that issue, but I have the issue now. As I said, it seems to me there's a lot of problems with the update between graphics. I've seen people with graphical updates, with graphical discrepancies since the update as well. Um, I watched Dan Q 8000. Quite, I've been following for years, and he has a huge problem with the graphics as well. As I've seen that two other people have shown it, and still they're going to tell us if we go in here, it's not in mods. If I go into installed, mm, I probably have to go into the actual main thingamajig. Yeah, I've no mods in here at all. But the thing is, if you go into the main thing to do with what's installed, it'll tell you there's a graphical update coming for PC. Frankly, that's going to crash everything, in my opinion. We don't need a graphical update. Since the update came in, I can't play this on what you call it, ultra settings. The game will not start for me. I have to play it on medium settings. And even at medium, it's still fine. It still looks okay. I could play it on low settings. It still looks okay. So yeah, there's going to be a huge graphical update for PC, and it said it's coming soon because they're using these things. But at the end of the day, do we need it? The game is what, nearly 9 years old. Do we need it? Frankly, it was more playable before the update. Even though I like the Enclave stuff that came in, not that I'm an Enclave person, but I like the fact that we got new turrets. I'm trying to find a way up onto a roof, guys. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Um, an Enclave turrets and all that. I could easily live without them. The same way as I don't really use power armor. Um, and I know I build in God mode, but I don't use power armor. As I said, the only thing I would use power armor for is if I have a way of being able to get to the top of a building quickly, type of thing with the power and what you call it, the jetpack. But Yeah, the Halloween set, it's a load of nonsense. There's a lot of things I'm not very happy with. And as I said, when it comes to games that are very popular, and this game has always been popular. I know it hasn't been popular with people who actually enjoyed the original games. Well, there's a nonsense in the story. Let's face it, there is a huge nonsense in it. But the thing about it is a popular game, and it's popular too because of settlement building. And like I know an awful lot of people were also very disappointed with the DLCs. I'm not talking about the story mode, I'm talking about the other DLCs that came out that were basically just to do with building settlements. And I really don't think Bethesda actually took into consideration the amount of people that would be interested in building settlements. I really don't. I really don't think they took that in because, I used to play The Sims. I don't like The Sims 4, but I used to play 3 and 2. And I would actually rebuild some of the major towns in 3. As I said, I don't like 4 and all that, but this type of settlement stuff I like. Of course, you have a huge problem with the building as well because sometimes you have to glitch things in. Other times, the sets don't seem to work, like with the vault. An awful lot of things happens in the vault. And as I said, it's happened with me now in the vault as well, that I have this glitch that I can't bring down and I haven't even gone to put it this way. I don't usually build a huge vault because it's ridiculous, because your settlers will not move out further than they normally would move out. Is he on a roof over there? Yeah. It amazes me. When I'm recording this, they always end up on roofs. But anyway, so the thing about it is with the Vault 88, while yes, I'm trying to sort it out, seeing if there's some way of sorting it out without using mods. I don't want to be dependent on a mod for it. Yeah, it's not working. So the thing about it is my vault it's really a mess and there's people living in there. Um, so yeah, it's not completed. It's not finished. And of course, you get attacked in the vaults. As I said, the ghouls, the feral ghouls that just come in and 20 or 30 of them will just spawn in the middle of what you call it, the atrium. That's what's been happening with me since about last December. It's sort of new because it would be normally raiders would be coming. I would have defenses. It would be raiders or super mutants. But yeah, this idea of spawning in ferals is a huge big deal. I don't get it. The first time I saw it was at Nuka World Settlement. Am I stuck? Yes. At Nuka World Settlement. And then at Nuka World Settlement because I always kill the raiders. I don't even wait for open sea. I didn't even know open season existed. I just killed all the raiders. That's just me. I just clear out Nuka World and just take the settlement. It's a shoot, Donna. Sat on here. It's just people walking around, is it? Oh, it sounds like shooting in a distance. But the thing about it is, I don't know if they're going to fix the update. Now, what happened with me, the day the update came in, I can't remember what date it was, early April or whatever it was. Obviously the whole thing downloaded, regardless of what you have your settings in or whatever. It's downloaded with me. And how I know I have it download is because I changed the colour of my Pip-Boy. For the simple reason that I want more light when I'm building. I don't like the default green. It's very dark. So, because when I put it on, it technically lights up an area. With the green, it darkens it. It might give some sort of weird glow to it. So I always know when an update comes in because the Pip-Boy automatically goes back to the default colour. So I started a fresh game. As I said, I have several. I think this is my third character. On this one, I have more characters than that, but when I got this computer, they only gave me 2 characters for some reason. On my old computer, which isn't great, it doesn't really work that well, I still have my original characters. So anyway, what happened was about 2 days after I got the update, like everybody else, the game crashed. Very quickly. It was about 20 minutes in, the game just crashed. And when I got back into it, that's when I realized I had the same update. They updated the same thing again because I had, what's the message that comes up? Basic congratulations to whatever type of thing. And that's when I realized it's not recognizing my controller. It's not recognizing my mouse or keyboard either. And, well, I had to go out and try and sort that out. And the only way I could sort that out was go into one of the internal files, and they had like controller enabled at 0, and I had to enable it at 1 and save it. And I had to leave the controller basically unplugged, went back in, so recognized the mouse and click OK. And when I got into the game, then I could turn on the controller. So that's been happening quite a lot. I'm lucky if I get 2, 3 hours at the longest before a game crashes. And it can be very annoying because even though I save on a regular basis, I do hard saves on purpose. And I've done hard saves, I'll be sent back to somewhere before I did the hard save. So yeah, it's as I said, I like building settlements, so I might have something already built, and then suddenly I'll end up with basically maybe 20 minutes before I built the thing that I built. So yeah, it's becoming annoying as well. So I don't know with the set. You saw what happened at the outpost, Samanja or whatever you call it. They're all coming out now. Where the raider is just lying on his back, and when you shoot him, they all say the same thing: "I'm blind." Yeah, but why are you lying on the ground, mate? Like, you know what I mean? I don't get it. So, if anybody else is having those problems, will you mention it in the comments? Because I've asked other people, have they seen that? And they think it's hilarious. But it's not really funny if you're supposed to be fighting these enemies. You know what I mean? I'm actually surprised nobody's arrived here either. It's nighttime. They should be arriving. Anyhow, sorry for complaining, but I wanted to know if anybody else is having problems with that update because I'll turn that off. Because to me there is some problems. As I said, there's a lot of graphical issues, etc. And I know other people have been saying, of course, people who use mods. Well, basically the mods aren't working anymore. Some may be, but others aren't. And then there's a rollback back mod, and I don't actually like the idea of it. Whatever way it's working, they want your username and password for Steam. I'm not giving that to anyone. I don't care who's ensuring me it's okay. I'm not giving that to anyone. So yeah, so I don't know whether the developers will do something. I doubt it very much. I doubt they will. But of course, we don't know. As I said, there's a newfound love for this game now because of the TV series, well, the Amazon series and all that type of thing. But yeah, a lot of people are looking at Fallout 4 for the first time. So yeah, I understand all that, but I think if you're going to do an update, I think you should actually realize what your update's going to do. But besides all that, we can still get around a lot of things. As I said, I cannot play this on ultra settings. I'm recording it in 1080p. I'm not going any higher than that. It would be stupid. And at the end of the day, like, the game, it still looks the same way it did in 2015, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so we seem to be okay here now at this place, Albernathy. Bunker's Hill, you can't do much at Bunker's Hill. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's me putting the fences into Bunker Hill. That's what you do there. County Crossing. I've 19 people in there. Croup Manor, that's the place with all the ghouls. And even though you get rid of the ghoul bodies, they come back. Bench Farm, Great Garden. Why are they giving me the thingamajig there? The little warning thing. Kingsport. Really? Oh yes, I haven't done Kingsport in this one. I thought they were telling me there was only 2 beds, and I was going to say I have 26 beds in it. Hangman's Alley, I have 24 people there. Okay. They're quite happy in there. Another one, of course, I have here is Spectacle Island. And I haven't done really anything at Spectacle Island, to be truthful about it, because I have to question it in many ways. We know that I dare say there could be more than one, but we know of one working boat in Fallout 4, and that's for the DLC, Far Harbor. But your settlers can get rads from the water. I don't know what to make of it, to be true. I'm a bit bothered with Spectacle Island. Then I heard that there can be glitches with the power and the fact that the game isn't recognized. You have sort of this idea, the game has this idea that your settlers are in one area, especially if this place is too big. And when you move to another area, suddenly you have no settlers. So it's like as if they're turning off electricity when you get to a certain point. And of course, if something goes wrong with the power, you have the attack of the Mire lurks then again. So I don't know what to make of it. I've had it before, Spectacle Island, and to be truthful, I never bothered with it at all because, well, if you look at it realistically, how are your people supposed to get there? Another question, how do people know how to swim if they can't get into water? They don't even wash themselves, but how can they swim if they can't get into water? Um, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I've actually watched a few people who have done showed what they've done on Spectacle Island as well, that type of thing. And I don't know whether I'm interested in Spectacle Island, to be true. But yeah, it's a huge place, but am I interested? That's the problem with it. I don't know. Starlight. What's going on here? There's one bed. I need another bed. Is that what's going on here? So I'll just put another bed in and see if that brings up happiness. All right, so we have enough space for that, don't I? Let me check which room I can fit another bed in here. Get over here. I haven't got enough. I'll have to break down more space. Let me have a look. And I tend to use this little bed for the buses. Let's put that in there like that. Let's see now. Yeah, there's 26 beds though. And happiness is it's going down because I'm here, possibly. And I've opened this thing a few times. And they're all standing around like as if they don't know what to do. Yeah. What time did we say it was? Yeah, they should all be going to bed. So we'll just walk around here and leave. Be the best thing to do. And most of these places can defend themselves because I have so much defense in it. What's that? Right. And I can't scrap that. So stand outside here. No. Anyway. I can't remember. There's mole rats in here. So I stay on the edge of this. As I said, this place will be attacked by the rust devils. And super mutants come across there. I know that much. From other playthroughs I've done of this. I sometimes wall this place in, sometimes I don't. It depends. So I have to put the gun down so I can turn around and speak to you. So I'll leave it there, guys, with that, and I'll see what or nothing. County Crossing. I go to County Crossing next. We've done Sanctuary Hills. I'd like to know what that's about. Power. Yeah, I have 100 power there. I'm trying to figure out what could be wrong with it. Sunshine Tidings Co-op. 82. Tappington Boathouse. I have enough beds there, don't I? Because you don't go by this thing, really. It usually lies to you about something. Yeah, the castle has 1,397 defense in the castle. I go to the castle next. We will see. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, look after yourselves and each other.